Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Don Shade.
Hello, my friend and future millionaire. Welcome to this episode of the Money Wheel. My name is Don Shade. Now, something I want you to think about as we're walking down this path, and we talked about turning your idea into income and how to create your course overnight and get things moving like that. Now, what I want you to stop and think about at this point is, what is it that my customer can expect out of me? In other words, when they buy my product, what is it exactly that they're going to get? What's going to happen as they go through the first step of your training? Write a list of everything that you cover in that training. At the end of Module 1, this is exactly what you will know. What's going to happen at the end of Module 2 or Day 2? What have they learned? Do the same thing for every module that you have. And what that does, it breaks down your course and it allows you to write sales copy that tells your customer exactly what they're going to be learning from your course. What happens as an end result is when they read over all the stuff that you're going to be teaching them, they think to themselves, is this the course I'm looking for? Because most of the time when people buy a course or a training from you or anybody else, they're not looking for the whole thing. They already have an idea of what they're going to do. Very rarely are they totally brand new and you're the first person that they stumbled across. It usually doesn't happen that way. But what does happen is they've took somebody else's training and they have an idea what direction they want to go. And when they read your sales copy that has all the bullet points in it that you cover, they're like, oh, I need this and I need that. And that's what makes this course worth the money to me. And also, as you're going through your modules, it helps keep you on track. And this way, you're not misleading anybody as far as exactly what's in your course. When they buy it and they go through the information, you're teaching them exactly what you said you would. And maybe along the way, you throw in a few bonuses. But I wanted to be able to cover this. I didn't want to just leave you with, okay, this is how you create your course overnight, and you did a brain dump and you have a little bit of stuff and you don't know how to form it the rest of the way. If you start putting together your training and look at just Module 1, okay, what are the points I'm going to cover? And this module is going to be somewhere between 5 and 20 minutes long. Don't go over 20 minutes on your modules because you have a hard time holding people's attention for longer than that. And what happens is this: when they buy your course and they go to wherever it is that you have your course, a membership site or however you run it, they'll look at the videos. And if you have one on there that's an hour long, they're going to avoid watching it because it's tough for people to come up with an hour of free time. But if you have shorter modules that are maybe 15 minutes long, they'll plan in their day, okay, I can watch this module, I can move forward this way. And this goes with, okay, now that I've brain dumped and put everything out to start creating my course, let's start tuning it into my sellable product. Now, as we move forward here, you're going to start to realize that we're putting your entire course together and we're getting you to the point where you're going to be able to sell it for money. That's the whole plan of the $1 Million Roadmap. So now that you've done the brain dump, if you haven't done it, go back and sit down some evening and just put everything you can think of about what you want your course to be or whatever you're going to teach, whatever sellable product you have, put all that information together. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then as we walk down this path of the $1 Million Roadmap, we're going to teach you how to start smoothing it out, how to start getting it into a sellable product and what it's worth. What kind of price tag can I put on it? So that's another step in building your $1 million roadmap. That's everything I have for this episode of The Money Wheel. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.